So let's start with habit number 1, which is to set goals. So what we're going to do is, after you're done with this slide, I want you to stop it, and I want you to write down your goals for the 20 days. Keep the goals SMART. Now what I mean by that is specific, measurable, attainable, results focused, and time bound. SMART goals are nothing new, but a lot of people don't practice them. And one thing that people forget about is that writing them down in a notepad or a notebook is a great way to hold you more accountable to doing them. It's better than, say, typing on a computer. Something magical happens when you actually write them down on paper. So go ahead and make sure you have a notebook available, and go ahead and write down your goals after you're done with this slide. Here's an example of how you would write a goal. I'm losing 10 pounds by the end of 20 days. I wrote the same goal in 3 different ways, so you can decide which will work best for you. I have achieved my 10-pound weight reduction in 20 days. I am motivated to follow through with a 20-day challenge. As you can see, they're all a little bit different, but they're all written in a way that it's like I am or I have achieved, in a way that you're going to really be set up for success, versus writing something like I might, or I may, or I'll try. Things like that aren't as powerful as I am or I have achieved. Habit 2, track your food. Now, I'm not going to make this something that you have to do all the time, but most people haven't done it for a long time, or they've never done it. And if that's the case, either way, I want you to track your food for just 1 or 2 days, or look back and track 1 or 2 days that you've done in the past if you can remember what you've eaten. Do 1 typical day. Add up protein, carbs, fats, and calories. One caveat with doing 1 typical day is you don't want to go ahead and change everything now. That kind of defeats the purpose and the awareness of doing this the second habit in the first place. Be aware of the changes that need to be made. There's lots of debate on this, but you'll want to be at a caloric deficit and focused on quality foods. And you don't want to be at too much of a caloric deficit for too long, because what will happen is you'll end up not having the energy that you need. You'll not really like it. It'll become more of a fad diet than it will be a lifestyle change. Habit 3, choose your food plan. One thing that I've done for you is I've added some bonus materials, and in one of the bonus materials you're going to see 101 different options for you to choose, and you're going to want to choose the option that is going to be best for you. If you want quick results, then choose an option that's going to give you quick results. If you want results that are going to be more sustaining, then don't do something that's as extreme, and that's up to you. How you want to do it is totally your challenge, and it's your journey, so you focus on the one that's going to work best for you. But do choose one and stick with it. So I already talked about that. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do or unwilling to do, or something that's just not going to fit into your lifestyle. For example, I myself am not a vegetarian or vegan. It would not fit into my lifestyle. I think I tried like going all vegetarian or vegan one day where I had all veggies, and I just was so hungry and it didn't work for me. That doesn't mean that it can't work for other people. I know some people that it works for. It also isn't part of my moral compass where I feel that it's okay to eat meat. So you have to choose for you what's going to work best. Challenge yourself, but do not emotionally beat yourself up. Too many times people focus on what they haven't done. Again, going back to the last statement, what they haven't done versus what they have done. So, for example, if you would say that you've only lost 5 pounds, like it's a bad thing. Or no, say instead, I'm so happy that I lost 5 pounds. So you're going to have a 20-day plan. You want to believe in yourself. Habit 4, the salad habit. A salad a day keeps the doctor away, not a day. Okay, so I made that one up. Now the truth of the matter is that having veggies is such a great thing for your results that I wanted to make sure that we were doing this right away as habit number 4. You're going to add in a salad every day for 20 days. Well, not quite 20 days because you're already on the 4th habit, but you get the point. The more veggies, the better. Use a dressing low in sugar. What I like to do is I like to add coconut oil or olive oil or a raspberry vinaigrette, something that's healthful and not too high in sugar or calories. Add a protein source for every salad. That'll help you feel full and it'll sustain it more often. Feel you sustained for longer. You can add eggs, chicken, tuna, turkey, and so on. So that's habit number 4. Habit number 5, the hydration habit. Get half your body weight in ounces of water. Now, what that means for you is it depends upon your body weight. So for example, if I were to weigh 200 pounds, I would have 100 ounces per day throughout the day. Start your day with water. Many people, without knowing it, are mildly to moderately dehydrated. One thing that really sticks out to me is how long people can go without food, but how little they can go without water. At one point I watched the documentary I Can't Believe I'm Alive or something like that, and it almost always would focus around being dehydrated, and that's super important to life. So we want to focus on staying hydrated. And I repeat, focus on drinking water throughout the day. Don't try and drink all the water at once. That can actually be very detrimental for your health. People have unfortunately died from drinking too much water all at once. So you want to drink your water throughout the day. Make sure that your electrolyte balance is intact and make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do with hydration that's not extreme, but it fits into your lifestyle. Then the 6th habit, the sleeping habit. Sleep is underrated for performance and weight loss. It's also underrated for health and so many other things. When it comes to health, I believe, and sleeping, I believe that people need between 7 to 9 hours. Some people say that 6 can be okay. I think another thing that is important is that you go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time and try and focus on your sleeping patterns. So focus on getting quality sleep. Supplements can be used with doctor's permission. Obviously, anything that you do, you should run by your doctor before you start. I mentioned that in the beginning when I have the downloadable PDF. You always want to make sure that you're doing what your doctor wants. Stress reduction and having a routine is key. Habit 7, limit or eliminate alcohol. Finish the program with little to no alcohol. I didn't want to do this right away in case this was something that you wanted to do while you were still starting out with the program. But now we want to get down to limiting or eliminating the alcohol. Clients change this one thing with me and they lose weight, whether it's reduction or elimination completely. Alcohol does not help with weight loss. If you do drink, try to find the lowest calorie beverages. Habit number 8, limit sugar and processed foods. Reducing refined and processed foods is one of the best things you can do for long-term results. Limit your added sugar. Focus on veggies for your carbohydrates. Some examples of things that you want to limit are cereals, baked goods, most breads, candy, fruit juices, and sodas. These are all examples of foods to stay away from. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't ever have them or that they're not even on some of the plans that I have in the bonus section, but you want to focus on quality nutrition and not just sugar and carbohydrates. You also want to get enough fats and enough protein, and many times just limiting these things can really make a person have great results. Habit number 9, increase activity. Start with walking or simple exercise. Focus on keeping it low-key to start. I see too many people come January 1st and they just go crazy. They go to the gym for hours on end, they wear themselves down, they wear themselves out, and they just are unable to keep up with it. And the point is they almost feel like they failed, but there's no way that a person can exercise a ton, especially if their lifestyle doesn't support that. And it's not how much you exercise, it's how well. If possible, hire a personal trainer. Get a pedometer to track your steps. You want to shoot for about 10,000 steps a day. There are other ways to get around this though, but you can also get the devices that you can purchase, online or in stores that are like the Fitbit and things of that nature, but you don't necessarily have to. Keep it simple and focus on your progress. In the bonus section, I have 10 easy exercises for you to try if you'd like. I highly recommend these if you want to start an exercise program that's real simple. You don't need to do anything crazy, 5-10 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, and you can always increase. But many times people start off with way too much, and they're just, again, they wear themselves down. They actually make themselves worse off than if they hadn't done anything or gradually done something. Finally, focus on doing what you can just a few times a week, like I mentioned before. And the final habit, habit 10, evaluate your progress. Now this should be done anytime that you're wanting to see where you're at after doing something. Reevaluating your goals, reevaluating your progress. Only you can decide how well you did. Reward yourself for finishing the challenge, non-food related. Now, of course, if you didn't do any of the habits, or if you just went through the program and didn't actually follow through with the action steps, don't reward yourself. Make sure that you reward yourself for what you have done and the things that you have done and the goals you have accomplished. If you could do better, repeat the 20 days, or if you just want to do it again to spur on your results and maybe make it a little bit more strict. Focus on the positives. Instead of saying I only lost 5 pounds, say I'm excited that I have lost 5 pounds. This will spur me on in the next 20 days. Be excited about your results. Try to focus on what you have done, the positives, not what you weren't able to do or what you didn't accomplish maybe, but focus on your progress.